Why has Teddy Dunn quit acting? What do Kristen Bell and Ryan Hansen have in common? Watch our video till the end and find out why Veronica Mars was ended. Learn this and even more about what happened to the actors on the popular TV show in our video. Percy Daggs III as Wallace Fennel. Do you remember Wallace, who always supported Veronica? She wouldn't have been able to do half the things she did without him, right? Despite the fact that the series has brought the actors fame and success, after Veronica Mars, this star has only landed episodic roles. He's recently acted in The New Adventures of Peter and Wendy and had a small part on iZombie. He is happily married to the actress Jeantil Girard and is raising children with her. The couple constantly post cute pictures of themselves together, and Jeantil recently posted a sweet Father's Day post for Percy on her Instagram. I am so grateful for the wonderful children and life I am sharing with you. To many more Father's Days to come, I love you, Percy Daggs. Ryan Hansen as Dick Casablancas. Despite the fact that Dick Casablancas and Veronica Mars were enemies on the show, it's different in real life. Ryan Hansen and Kristen Bell often go out to different events and spend time together. They even lived together in Kristen's house for some time. No, it's not what you're thinking. At the time, Ryan was already married to Amy Russell, and they both lived at Kristen's. The temporary living arrangement worked so well, it turned into a 2-year cohabitation. In an interview with Cosmopolitan in 2009, Kristen revealed that those two are her best friends. "They're my best friends," says Kristen. Yes, Ryan and Amy are married, but it isn't weird. It's not like we're swapping beds. Ryan and Amy only moved out after their first baby had been born. Kristen is not the only one who is charmed by Ryan, because how can you not love the guy who created the show Play It Again, Dick? It was a humorous show where Hansen tried to create a spin-off of Veronica Mars focused on Dick Casablancas. Besides that, Hansen has been a regular on different TV shows, including Friends with Benefits, Bad Teacher, Two Broke Girls, and Bad Judge. He's also been in a few films, such as Central Intelligence and G.I. Joe Retaliation. He's got a number of episodic roles on TV shows, and has also launched his own show on YouTube Premium, called Ryan Hansen Solves Crimes on Television. Tina Majorino as Cindy Mac McKenzie. Mac was one of those characters loved by everyone. The actress became famous well before the series, having portrayed Enola in the cult movie Waterworld and Deb in Napoleon Dynamite. It's no surprise that after Veronica Mars ended, her career kept growing steadily, and now the audience mostly knows her for her role on Grey's Anatomy. That's where she portrayed Dr. Heather Brooks, who made appearances in seasons 9 and 10. Did you recognize her? She's also appeared in True Blood and many other TV shows. During San Diego Comic-Con, Tina, when compared to the role in the show Legends, admitted that she loves her character from Veronica Mars. "I love Mac the character so much because she's very rebellious but fully herself, and her true nature is just to go against the grain and do what she has to do and stand up for her friends and cause trouble sometimes." In real life, she is also very supportive and optimistic. Just look at her pictures on Instagram. It seems Tina never stops smiling. Jason Dohring as Logan Eccles. Could you even picture the world of Veronica Mars without Logan? Jason Dohring, who played Logan, continued to act after his time on Veronica Mars. He acted as a vampire named Joseph in the short-lived show Moonlight. He also has made appearances on Supernatural, CSI Crime Scene Investigation, Party Down, The Originals. He's also been on iZombie. It's hard to believe that in real life, Jason Dohring is a family man. He started dating his soon-to-be wife, Lauren Kuttner, in early 2004, and later married her on the 7th of July 2004. For some time, Jason and her had been friends, and they managed to learn a lot about each other, so it's no surprise they didn't take long to decide on moving forward. Half a year after their relationship started, they got married. Talking about his wife, he said, "She's so cool. She's about 5'1", a small person. I don't know, man, we're just really good friends. She's actually a painter, and she's very good. I don't even have to PR her because her work is just so good. It speaks for itself." Francis Capra as Eli Weevil Navarro. After the show ended, Francis practically disappeared, having only played a few episodic roles. During his time on Veronica Mars, Capra had short roles on Blue Bloods, The Strain, and many other shows. Before the 4th season of Veronica Mars, Francis Capra had starred in 3 episodes of iZombie. Capra had some struggles growing up. His dad was in jail for a good chunk of his life, and then died in 2003, a year before Veronica Mars premiered. Francis married Nora Capra, an all-around great wife and manager. He also promises a major label-backed rap album if we get 2 more seasons of Veronica Mars. Oh, we would like to listen to Francis rapping. Teddy Dunn as Duncan Kane. Do you remember how Duncan suddenly left Veronica Mars in the middle of season 2? And all that happened at the very same time that the audience finally started liking Veronica's first love. But actually, it was no coincidence, as the showrunner Rob Thomas and Teddy Dunn had a talk before the start of season 2. Thomas had told Dunn he was going to write him off the show. The showrunner felt that the love triangle between Duncan, Veronica, and Logan had run out, and the show needed a little refreshment. And Veronica Mars needed a few new guys. Admit that you knew it was Logan who won Veronica's heart. Vote for the guy you would choose. It's surprising how Teddy Dunn wasn't even upset that he was fired from his job. By that time, Duncan had already gravitated so far away from what was initially pitched to him that it was actually a decision for him whether to return at all. And by letting Duncan put a hit out on Aaron Eccles, Duncan was able to finally earn some fan sympathy before saying goodbye, much to Dunn's enjoyment. I think Rob's goal was to leave the character on a high note. I certainly think he did so in a heroic way, Dunn says. After that, Teddy's career practically came to an end. Dunn's only credits include Jumper, guest spots on CSI New York and Grey's Academy, and 2 films lacking notable recognition. But the decision to quit his acting career was made long before he starred in his last movie, A Good Funeral. Veronica Mars was a very eye-opening experience in the business side of it, Dunn says. I had always pursued it as an art form, as wanting to tell great stories to the world, and everything I did became more and more of a business calculation. Dunn eventually decided to go back to school, and in 2013, he graduated cum laude from Boston College with a law doctorate. He's now working as an associate at a New York City law firm and intends to stay as far away from entertainment law as he can. Kyle Gallner as Cassidy Beaver Casablancas. We all remember what kind of person Beaver was and how sadly this character's story ended. Fortunately, things were much better for the actor Kyle Gallner. After Veronica Mars was over, Kyle started starring in many episodic roles in well-known TV shows. He's also appeared in many movies, for example, Beautiful Creatures, American Sniper, and Dear White People. One of his recent roles was Hazel on Outsiders, where his physical appearance is very different from Beaver's during his Veronica Mars days. In 2015, he married his girlfriend and the mother of their 2 children, Tara Ferguson. I married my best friend yesterday, he wrote on Instagram. It was such an amazing day. I love this woman. Kristen Bell as Veronica Mars. The most successful actor from the show and the lead actress, Kristen Bell, has since made a name for herself in Hollywood. She won the hearts of millions of fans with her recognizable roles in shows like Gossip Girl, House of Lies, and The Good Place. Kristen also lends her voice to everyone's favorite Princess Anna in the Disney cartoon Frozen. But Kristen is not only known for her outstanding career, but also for her happy marriage with Dax Shepard. Kristen Bell and Dax Shepard define #couple goals, but they're the first to admit that during their 12 years together, they have had their ups and downs. Shepard tells people, "We definitely had to work really hard at being a couple because we're both incredibly, painfully stubborn, and we're pretty much opposites." After crossing paths briefly at a dinner party in 2007, the couple met again weeks later at a hockey game where the sparks were flying, says Dax. Despite the chemistry between the 2 partners, their road to marriage was not an easy one. Not quite ready to settle down at the time, Shepard broke up with Bell months into their relationship. But just a few days later, the stars got back together after Shepard changed his mind. "I was like, that's the best personality I've ever seen on a woman. I need to be around it," recalls Shepard. "I want to be around it when I'm 80, but how?" Dax didn't believe in marriage, and Kristen had to get over the fact that she'd never be married in a traditional way. But after Dax saw how important marriage was to her, he proposed. Enrico Colantoni as Keith Mars. Keith Mars was played by Enrico Colantoni. Even before portraying the ideal father on the show, Enrico Colantoni was quite a famous actor. Since his time on Veronica Mars, Colantoni has played in Flashpoint, The Kennedys, Remedy, Person of Interest, Bad Blood, and many others. His relationship with Kristen is somewhat like their character's father-daughter relationship in the show. Colantoni said, "You know what? Off-screen, I'm probably the biggest kid around. So it's hard for me to look at her, who is a mom and is married and is so successful, and sort of want to protect her in any way." In 2011, he also married Rosanna Francione and tweeted about that, "Rosanna and I got married on 11/11/11. Hugh Dillon and his wife were the witnesses. It was quiet and beautiful. Party TBD." Why was Veronica Mars put to an end? Let's start with the fact that the show didn't have the highest ratings. Veronica Mars ranked a dismal 148 out of 156 total shows. It ticked up a bit to 145 in its second season and 138 in its third and final run. CW Entertainment president Don Ostroff spoke of it at a TV industry event shortly after the cancellations. "We really tried every single year to bring in more viewers, and we just weren't able to crack it." It's interesting that Veronica Mars was in the same time slot as American Idol, which was at the peak of its popularity back then. Apparently, the channel's directors did not consider that fact. The show did not fit into the formats that CW was actively using back then, and the managers might have had no idea what to do with it. Despite this attitude and not such high, Veronica Mars became a cult-loved show. Rob Thomas and Kristen Bell were even able to raise $6 million on Kickstarter for the movie, which aired in 2014. Now the fans have the opportunity to see the 4th season of the legendary show on Hulu, and we're hoping this season won't be the last one. How about we discuss the new seasons in the comments? Thank you for watching. Subscribe to our channel and stay awesome!